So the post-season test in Abu Dhabi has been completed. This is both the post-season Pirelli tyre test and also the young driver test as well. Every team is obliged to run at least one experienced driver and one rookie driver, one driver that's competed in less than 3 Grand Prix throughout this season. That's basically the rundown of the criteria of who can compete. Anybody can be the experienced driver. It's usually one of the main drivers for the team. We've seen some unusual names in a sense. We've seen some previews as well for 2025. Some drivers getting their first official runouts in their cars. Some new test and reserve drivers as well getting some action, and some names that we've not heard around Formula 1 for quite some time. So I just wanted to go through the official standings for this, how many laps a lot of these guys run, and kind of just who we've seen really. You know, it's a cool thing at the end of the day. It's not the usual 20 that we're used to seeing throughout a season. So let's dive into it, guys. Let's go through the standings first of all in this one. So shout out to Racing News 365 for getting all these stats together and providing them. That's where I've got this information from, so big up you guys for that. But the fastest driver throughout this test in the Yas Marina circuit was Ferrari Charles Leclerc. He did a 1:23.510. Then it was Carlos Sainz, his former teammate. Things have moved on very quickly there. Of course, Carlos Sainz getting his first run out in a Williams. He was 0.125 seconds slower than Leclerc in second place. Then it was George Russell's Mercedes. Nico Hülkenberg was getting his first outing in a Sauber car since 2013 when he previously raced for the outfit. 4th overall for him is an impressive lap time. Of course, you can't read too much into these lap times. It's more about the lap counts, which I will get into at the end of the video. But this does kind of give an idea of who's comfortable with the cars at the end of the day. Kimi Antonelli, he's going to be driving for Mercedes next year, of course, and he got an outing as the rookie driver for Mercedes. He was 5th overall. Ayumu Iwasa got a run out in the RB. He was 6th overall. Pato O'Ward, the IndyCar driver, the Mexican IndyCar driver, was in action for McLaren. He was 0.7 of a second slower than the fastest time in P7. Then it was Jack doing for Alpine. Paul Aron getting what I'm pretty sure must be his first outing in the Alpine. He was 9th overall. He was recently named as their test and reserve driver for 2025. Esteban Ocon got his first run out in the Haas as well. He rounded out the top 10. Then it was Luke Browning for Williams. Ryo Harikawa, who I believe competed for McLaren earlier in the week in FP1, but he was actually competing for Haas during this test. Liam Lawson in action for RB. He was 13th. Arthur Leclerc getting another run out in the Ferrari. He could well be Ferrari's test and reserve driver next year, although that's yet to be confirmed. It could well be Zhou Guanyu. Isaac Hadjar was 15th overall in the Red Bull. Good to see him getting a run out in the Red Bull. Likewise as well, Yuki Tsunoda, who was 17th overall, getting a run out in the Red Bull. Lando Norris for McLaren, he was 16th overall. Gabriel Bortoleto getting his first appearance, I believe, in a Formula 1 car ever, the recently crowned Formula 2 world champion. He was in action for Sauber. Oscar Piastri was in 19th for McLaren. Jack Crawford, the young American driver, was in action for Aston Martin. He was 20th. Drogovic was 21st for Aston Martin. Fred Vesti, who, well, I mean, he could be the test and reserve driver for Mercedes. I think he's more of a young driver, and we expect Valtteri Bottas to be the guy who is going to be in that position next year, although that's yet to be confirmed. And then Antonio Fuoco, someone who I've not heard of him in a long time. Really good to see him in action for Ferrari this weekend. But yeah, those are all the official standings there. I will just very quickly go through the lap counts as well, because lap counts is the most important thing when it comes to testing. It kind of shows how consistent your car is. In truth, we know that these cars are very reliable. These Formula 1 cars at the moment are incredibly reliable, of course. It's not really like a pre-season test. It's not the first time we're seeing these cars. It's indeed the last time we'll see them in a competitive, well, not competitive, but in any kind of Formula 1 session in anger, because the next time we'll see Formula 1 cars will be for pre-season testing. But yeah, the lap counts. For reference, I believe a race around Abu Dhabi these days is around 58 laps. So we had Charles Leclerc doing 134 laps, Sainz 146, Russell 134, Hulkenberg 113. Antonelli only doing 62, just over one race distance, the lowest out of the top 10 by some margin. The only driver to do less than 100, so I'm not sure if he had some kind of issue through this session. Iwasa did 110, O'Ward 116, Doohan 137, Aaron 121, and Ocon with 119. So those are the lap counts for the top 10. That's a rundown of what happened, guys. Yeah, I mean, it's just, this season has gone for so long. It's been such a fun ride. I really enjoyed it. And like I said in all my other videos, we will be bringing you plenty of news through this off season on the F1Chronicle.com. I've got more time now, so I can do some more features as well, like the tier list, and the driver grades are coming up next. That'll be the next big one, the full season driver grades, because for you guys that were following us around August time, I think it was, we actually did the half season driver grades and the team grades as well, so we're going to be doing that as well very soon. So yeah, see you soon for some more content here on the F1Chronicle.com, guys. Have a good one. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you very soon.